Stay true. Faith walk. Mad issues. Head crack. Shorty crying like me. The way she dancing on me. Ma, by the next hour, I wanna roll out of here like a rider.
Well, alrighty then. What up? It's your boy Lawrence Darnell once again, man, and I am back with a new video for y'all, man. We about to check out a video called Weird and Creepy TikToks about GMO foods that you want to stay away from. So you want to check this video out, man. But in the meantime, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share this video, you know what I'm saying? And make sure y'all click that little bell, you know, to get notified when I'm uploading more videos, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, with that being said, let's get to this video. Yeah!
Stay True Music, Faith Walk ENT presents
Y'all fools just started something.
Get It Pop
Y'all fools just started something. Y'all fools
by
just
Mad
started. And if you wanna bring it, get it poppin' right now.
the hit single Get It Poppin'.
And if you wanna bring it, get it poppin' right now. Get it poppin' like a can of soda. I thought I told ya. Once my name step in the frame, game over.
Available now worldwide.
Fruit from them, and that is why they selectively breed these varieties to not have seeds and cannot be found in nature. Now they are trying to do this to herbs and other plants. So what should you do? Stock up on herbs in bulk so you can supply to your family when the apocalypse comes. You will be prepared. Go to drtruth.shop before it's too late.
Those that don't believe, it's coming. Get prepared. Try to stack up any seeds I find.
That texture, that watermelon, this is not a freaking watermelon. Look at this.
Grow your own shit.
It has texture like meat.
I don't even want to say what that look like.
Do y'all see this? I've never seen nothing like this before.
Man, I wish I would get a watermelon and open it up and that shit look like that.
Any fruits or vegetables that have a sticker
This is what a real banana looks like. See? Look at that. Full of seeds. It tastes exactly the same like a regular banana, but you can actually plant these seeds and you will have a new banana tree. There you go. New trees are growing.
That's a banana.
GMO food is bad for us, or will we need it to feed Earth's growing population? It causes cancer, but it also makes food tastier. Woof. Get GMOs a better publicist. With so many people saying different things about them, what's the real truth? Let's back up to the basics. GMO stands for genetically modified organism. Scientists modify crops by identifying genes with very specific, desirable traits, like insect resistance. Then they copy and paste that gene into a plant. One way to do this is to use a bacterium or a virus. Yes, a virus. But don't worry, they use ones that are already part of the organism's natural life cycle. Another way cooler way to transfer desirable DNA into a plant is to coat gold nanoparticles with the DNA and shoot them into its cells. But GMOs have a bad rep. One major reason is that they have led to increased pesticide use. Say you genetically alter a crop to be resistant to an herbicide, like Roundup. That means you can spray weeds with more Roundup without hurting your plants. But over time, these weeds can develop tolerance to the herbicide too, forcing you to spray more to keep them at bay. What's more, these chemicals pose a big threat to soil and insect health, and in many cases, they're actually produced by the same companies that genetically engineer and patent crops in the first place. Fortunately, lots of research has found that GMO foods themselves are probably safe for us to eat. A major 2016 report found no evidence of increased health consequences for people who eat GMO versus non-GMO foods. But many argue that we don't have enough long-term studies on their potential health and environmental effects. What we do know is that GMOs can help foods taste better. In 2007, scientists modified a strain of tomato to produce a compound that smelled like roses. Because people were complaining, tomatoes just don't taste like they used to. In a blind taste test, these flowery tomatoes beat out their natural competitors. As for the promise of solving world hunger, GMOs have long been heralded by some as the answer. Studies have shown they can increase yield and profit, but supply isn't the real issue. Food security is. Nearly 1/3 of all food produced globally is spoiled before it can be eaten. But hey, anti-browning technology makes it less likely I'll toss this apple in the trash.
This looks just like any other salmon, but it's not. This is a genetically engineered salmon. It's a product of a company in Canada called Aquabounty, and these guys grow twice as fast as regular Atlantic salmon. They'll reach maturity in just 16 to 18 months. Now this has been around for decades, but it's not been in the US. Until now. And this is because of skeptics and groups trying to get it banned. Now I say, if you're concerned about GMOs, take a look at these other foods that you're probably eating all the time. Now, my only concern with GMO salmon is its effect on the environment. But this company does something cool. Their salmon farms only have sterile females. There's no risk of this gene pool entering the population in the wild. All the males are kept in these secure bunkers and land. That is a gorgeous piece of salmon. Tastes GMO-y. No, it doesn't. Come on. This stuff is delicious. It's so much better for the environment than catching wild Atlantic salmon. And if they can grow it twice as fast with no ramifications, kudos to them.
Shit, dude tripping. Yeah, alright.
Just when you thought you've seen it all, you come across another fruit or vegetable that's been made. These have been made. What are these? Lemonade apples? Meet your new favorite apple. It's telling you right here. Go to lemonadeapple.com, man. In case you didn't know, Granny Smiths are made. Also highly bred up for their size and sugar content. Organic or not, these things have been created, just like your lemonade apples. Grapefruits have been made. Lemons have been made. And now they're seedless. Pineapples were made. These bananas were made from baby bananas that used to be found in nature. Garlic was made. Those who get mad about nothing being real, onions, God made. Limes, if there's no seeds and they're this big, they were made. Tomatoes, if they're this big, they've been made. That way.
Trying to put y'all on game. Check it out.
Potatoes.
Pay attention.
Were made. They were made with a chemical called starch. You ever heard of it? Raises your blood sugars. Causes a bunch of issues in your body.
pay attention to this right here. Check this out. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. This shit weird. Even if some of y'all try it, tell me if that shit work. Hit me in the comment section and tell me what happened. You know, try it out. Use a fake GMO potato and tomato and a real tomato. Try that shit. Get back with me and tell me what happened. This shit's crazy. Shit moving like snakes, like worms. What the fuck is that? This is what we eat. So if it's doing that like that in that water, just imagine what it's doing in our bodies when we eat it.
Y'all, this apple has been in my refrigerator cut like this for over 7 days. Originally, I cut the apple. I said I would come back later and eat the rest, 30 minutes later or whatever. But when I got back to eat it, it hadn't even browned at all at that time. So I said to myself, let me just test this and see how long it's going to take for this apple to brown. So it has literally been in my refrigerator for 7 days. Still hasn't really browned like old school apples. So we do know this one is definitely genetically modified. I just want a real apple, man. Like the ones I used to eat when I was growing up. I can't find grapes with seeds. I can't find a watermelon with seeds. Can I get an OG apple? Can I get an old school OG apple, please? And not this trash.
Did you know that they've changed labels from GMO to bioengineered? They no longer have to list GMO on a label. Now they're getting sneaky, you guys. Now it can say bioengineered. So you can see all these images behind me. I'm gonna start by saying we don't use any of these brands. These brands, not only are they GMO, but they're full of preservatives and enriched flours and sugars and dyes and just all kinds of garbage. So we don't eat any of these products, but many people do. So I wanted to show you guys, circled in red, this says bioengineered, contains bioengineered food ingredient. If you look close, bioengineered food ingredient. All of these say the same thing. Pop-Tarts, bioengineered food ingredient, SpaghettiOs. Guys, these are all genetically modified, contains a bioengineered food ingredient. These are genetically modified ingredients, contains bioengineered food ingredients. So it's really important to know, Ritz crackers, same thing. It's really important to know what you're looking for, how to understand the marketing, the terms they come up with, how they're changing things, understand how to read labels. So I really hope this helps. If you use any of these, I want you to be aware that these are GMO products that are now saying bioengineered. If you want to learn how to read labels or more info on how to understand all this, drop group in the comments and I'll invite you into my group where I do label reading talks and I teach you all the things.
After watching this video, you may never eat chicken again. 99% of chicken is actually made inside of factory farms, and it's also the most genetically produced animal protein of all animals. In the past, chickens took about a year or two to grow to its actual full size, but now in the age that we're in now, it takes about 42 days with GMO. That's about 65 times faster than what it's supposed to be. Here's why you should eat chicken. Due to the harsh environments of the factories that the chickens live in, these chickens can get these things called ammonia burn. Once the chicken now has systems of ammonia burn, it will now have issues with breathing issues and and inflammation. Now, finally, that the chicken that's made all the way to your store shelves, this is what you're getting. You're getting GMO chicken, ammonia burnt chicken, full of seed oils, and you're wondering why your Costco chicken only costs $4.
Damn, fucked it up for chicken. Chicken is.
What happens when humans eat wheat? Every human that eats wheat, not just the celiacs, but every human that eats wheat gets tears in the cheesecloth every time they're exposed to wheat. But we have an entire new body every 7 years, right? Some cells turn over very quickly, like the inside lining of the gut. Every 3 to 7 days, you have a whole new lining to your gut. It's like the skin of a snake, just kind of sheds right off. And some cells, like your bone cells, are very slow to rebuild. So every 7 years, you have a new body. So you eat wheat, you tear the cheesecloth, but it heals. Fastest growing cells in the body. So you had toast for breakfast, it heals. You have a sandwich for lunch, it heals. Pasta for dinner, it heals. Croutons on your salad, it heals. A cookie, but it heals day after week after month after year after year after year, until one day you don't heal anymore. Now, when you don't heal, you get tears in the cheesecloth. That's pathogenic intestinal permeability. Now what happens, you've got these pearl necklaces of food being clipped into small pieces, going down the tube of the intestines, down the donut, all the way until they're small enough to go through the cheesecloth. But now some of these larger clumps of food get through the tears in the cheesecloth into the bloodstream. They're not supposed to. They're called macromolecules, big molecules. They're not supposed to get through, but tears in the cheesecloth occur, and these tears in the cheesecloth can occur and stay torn when you lose tolerance and you don't heal anymore when you're 2 years old, 22 years old, 72 years old. It just depends on when you cross that threshold as to when this happens, but it happens for everyone. So now you've got the tears in cheesecloth that don't heal, the macromolecules get through into the bloodstream, and your immune system says, whoa, what's this? This is not something that's good for me. I better fight this. I can't make new brain cells or new muscle cells out of this raw material. I better fight this. And now you make antibodies to that macromolecule. And if it was a tomato, now you're sensitive to tomatoes. Or now you're sensitive to chicken. Or now you're sensitive to beef or to bananas. It doesn't matter what it is. If you get macromolecules getting into the bloodstream, your immune system trying to protect you says, I got to fight this thing. This is not good for me. That's the person that gets a 90 food IgG blood test done for sensitivities, and it comes back, they're sensitive to 20, 25 foods. They say, oh my God, that's everything I eat. Of course it is. Your immune system's trying to protect you. So you don't shut down the immune system. You stop throwing gasoline on the fire and allow the tears in the cheesecloth to heal. Then, 6 months to a year later, you do the blood test again. Now you're sensitive to 2 foods, maybe 3. So you want to have a healthy environment of your gut. That's called the microbiome, because when you have a bad environment, you tear the cheesecloth just because of a bad environment in your gut. Right? So it's not only wheat that tears the cheesecloth, there are many, many things. GMO foods will tear the cheesecloth, the glyphosate and the inert ingredients in Roundup will tear the cheesecloth, chlorine will tear the cheesecloth. There are many, many different compounds that can tear the cheesecloth. We just know for a fact that all humans tear the cheesecloth when they eat wheat, every time they eat wheat.
For those who suffer with acid reflux badly.
Hey guys, if you saw my last post on a review that I read by the American Cancer Society about the top toxic enemy being GMOs, here's the top 10 GMOs to avoid. So we want to avoid beets and beet sugar, canola oil, cottonseed oil. This is found in most tortilla chips. Soy, Hawaiian papaya, others are like alfalfa, zucchini, squash, flax, and then the GM salmon. But please remember to be mindful that the byproducts of GMO must also be watched. This is like corn syrup, GMO sweeteners, lectins from soy, and other vegetables, other vegetable oils and butter. So I hope you found this educational, and stay tuned for the next one.
Next time you guys go to the market, look for these keywords in the food labels and the packaging. These are things you should avoid. So for the first one on the list, next time that you guys go to the market, make sure that you get the milk that says no RBGH in the label. This is making sure that the milk has no artificial growth hormones, and even try to go for the ones that are certified organic. Second one's pretty obvious from concentrate. You see this a lot on many juices like orange juice, grape juice, cranberry juice, pineapple juice. A lot of the times what they do is they just squeeze out all the nutrients from the actual fruit and they leave nothing behind. What's rest is pretty much just food coloring and a lot of water. It's very diluted. For the third one, you have gluten, and this one can be the cause for a lot of chronic diseases, health issues, and a lot of people are gluten intolerant. Okay, it's going to cause a lot of stomach issues. Just don't eat it. Number 4 is yeast extract. Number 5 is MSGs, which are normally found in all of the fast foods that you could think of, and they're pretty popular in most popular foods. Make sure that you read the label here, what it says. MSG has been linked with obesity, metabolic disorders, Chinese restaurant syndrome, neurotoxic effects, and detrimental effects on the reproductive organs. Pretty bad. The thing as well is that MSGs is what makes food so addictive. That's why I said that fast food restaurants are the ones that have the most foods with the most MSGs, because their food is very addictive. Number 6 is pretty obvious, high fructose corn syrup, stay away from it. 7th label that you guys should look out for and avoid is milled or modified soybean. That's another popular one in most products. Number 8 is going to be citric acid, and you'll find this in a lot of foods. Number 9 is xanthan gum. Again, you'll find this in most food. And the best one of all, or really the worst one, is the last one, number 10, aspartame. You'll find this in every single type of dessert that you could think of. Why? Because it's an artificial sweetener. And again, a lot of this stuff is addictive, so that's what keeps you coming back to a lot of these foods. So if you're trying to lose weight, hey, at least you now know that there's something working against you. And if you're just trying to be healthier, these are things you can cut out of your diet, obviously.
At a quick glance, this can look completely healthy. 100% wild pola, no fillers, inspected, mercury safe, which doesn't really say that it doesn't have mercury. A quick look at these ingredients already. They're using this batter coating and vegetable oil. 25 grams of carbs per serving for just 2 fillets is insane. And they're using the worst ingredients on the planet. And if you still want to argue this,
that's crazy.
It tells you right here the coating contains bioengineered food ingredients. I can go on exposing each one of these fake GMO bioengineered foods like I do each day, but I'm just going to tell you right now, if you're buying food in these packages, in these cheap stores, they're going to be fake food. I'm trying to warn you guys, you're eating a bunch of GMO, fake, manufactured, bioengineered food.
Right. Wow, that's crazy. Yo.
Please stop eating fake food.
Yo.
You have been deceived your entire life into eating genetically modified organisms. My name is Patrick, I have a degree in nutrition, and I'm not here to argue over whether or not GMOs are good or bad for you. I'm simply here to show you that bananas used to look like this. What about carrots? You think they always naturally grew like this? No, they're roots. The before for corn is absolutely going to blow your mind. Sit down, okay? I'm serious. It used to look like this. Genetically modified it over time so it would grow more corn for everyone. A watermelon, did you know it used to look like this? And even more importantly, did you know you used to need a hammer to open it? 3000 BC, it used to be 15 millimeters in diameter, or about 2 inches. And don't get me wrong, 2 inches is a lot, but for a watermelon, everyone who I tell this last one to is completely unaware of this. But chickens right now are not at all the same as what they used to be, even just 60 years ago. They are about 4 to 5 times larger than they used to be in the early 60s and late 50s. Not just because of steroids, we genetically modified them to be larger. Also genetically modified chickens over time so that they lay eggs every single day. Let that sink in for a minute. The menstrual cycle on a chicken used to be the same as a human. Now it's once a day they go through their periods. Share this video with someone else who's been missing their entire lifetime.
You wonder why getting chicken wings and chicken be so goddamn jumbo now. Big ass jumbo wings and jumbo big ass chicken.
He's passed a law that any Russian who grows or sells to their
scientists take genes from one species and force it into the DNA of other species.
Every single independent study conducted on the impact of genetically modified food shows that it damages organs, it causes infertility, it causes immune system failure, it causes holes in the GI tract, it causes multiple organ system failure.
The whole concept of genetically modified organisms is throwing a monkey wrench in the life on this planet. What if we could produce more yield in the same amount of land? Squeeze more water from a single raindrop. Conserve natural resources while caring for the environment.
Monsanto is the company that told us that PCBs were safe. They told us that Agent Orange was safe. They told us that DDT was safe. And now they're in charge of telling us if their own genetically modified foods are safe.
The reason why we have 170 million acres of genetically engineered corn and soybeans and cotton and canola oil and sugar beets in the United States is because it doesn't have to be labeled.
The first genetically modified animal, a salmon, may soon be approved for human consumption. Both these fish are 18 months old, but the larger genetically engineered Aqua Advantage salmon grows twice as fast as the regular salmon.
There has not been sufficient animal health testing, human health testing, or environmental impact testing of these new transgenic fish.
Basically, they've taken agriculture and built an industrial model which doesn't fit nature. So instead of changing the agricultural model to accommodate what is natural, they're changing nature to accommodate the industrial model. If you have an organic corn crop that sits next to a genetically engineered corn field and happens to tassel at the same time, it happens to be downwind, you are going to get your crop contaminated.
The rest of the food supply is contaminated. Then the genie is out of the bottle, and it's maybe physically impossible to turn the situation around.
In the genetic engineering revolution, these seeds are now patent property of one corporation or Monsanto. The pharmaceutical industry has no interest in having you well because they don't make any money if you're well. And the pharmaceutical industry is the biotech industry.
Some people think that GMO really means God move over.
We are heading
God move over.
at a rapid rate of speed.
I mean,
The use of GMO
these motherfuckers is trying to play God.
That is simply not what
Could. Double meaning.
All right, fam, I know you might think that all fruit is healthy, but what I'm about to show you is extremely disturbing. So as you can see, this barcode starts with the number 4. The number 4 signals that that produce is genetically modified and likely contains disturbing amounts of pesticides. And that is why you always want to look for the number 9. This means that it's organic and doesn't have GMOs. This is especially important with fruit and vegetables that you're eating the peel or skin. So make sure to read your labels and follow for more tips.
Stop eating bananas. Bananas are bad for you. Let me explain. You see, when you are buying bananas in the grocery store and head to the fruit section, you will start to realize the bananas do not contain seeds, which means they are GMO. When a fruit is genetically modified, it is created and man-made in a lab, which means it is no longer from nature. You see, when a fruit does not have its seeds, it no longer has its beneficial nutrients. They started removing the seeds and say it's for our own benefit. But little did we know, it's actually removing the most important nutrients from the fruit. The bananas you need to be buying are called burro bananas, as they still contain seeds and are alkaline, which means it is healing to the body. Link in my bio. Take the leap before it's banned forever.
And remember, I spoke about how South Africa doesn't have seeds last time, and many people didn't understand what I was talking about. The country is currently making all its staple foods on what are called genetically modified seeds.
Monsanto!
Yes, most of which are disabled from reproducing, most of which, even if they did reproduce, they would slowly reproduce less and less. This means that we need
Please stop. People don't understand this. A seed, when you plant it, has an ability that when it bears fruit, the fruit can give you seeds that can be replanted.
Yes.
You are saying there are genetically modified seeds where it'll give you fruit, maybe even with pips, but they cannot grow into anything.
Some of those seeds are genetically engineered to have what is called a genetic use restriction technology, that if you try to replant it next season, it won't replant. But more importantly, when you plant it, this genetically modified plant, first time around, when it can still reproduce, it has a power to cross-pollinate, and the pollen will go all across the country, 60-kilometer radius, and they will infect or go to an organic plant and cross-pollinate that plant and turn it into a plant that's got genetic use restriction technology, so that plant won't work. And they can do that again and again all across the country until they destroy the organic seeds, and you're only left with these genetically engineered seeds for your food. So you have to go and buy them every year from a company that is not South African, from a Monsanto that is not South African, from a Bayer that is not South African, from a Syngenta that is not South African, putting you in slavery for seeds.
So scary.
And this
scary.
And these companies, Lima Grain, which owns a company called Seedco, Lima Grain actually destroyed all tomato seeds in Europe, to the extent that right now hybrids are what are left in Europe, and they sell these hybrids from anything from $60,000 a kg to $400,000 a kg. What that means is seeds cost more than a kg of gold. So if we continue to allow that to happen in South Africa, very soon the companies that control these seeds can demand a kg of gold or more for a kg of seeds. And without those seeds, you do not eat. So what we are saying is, it should therefore be common sense for the government of South Africa, black South Africans, and anybody that considers themselves South African, including the Boers, to make sure that they should be supporting seed producers that produce organic seed or open pollinated seeds, so that we can have seeds in the hands of our farmers that reproduce for us to be able to control our food production. Now, I sell such seeds. I sell food that is grown by farmers that produce organic seeds. People don't support me. They support the same Pick and Pays and companies that produce these GMOs that continue to ensure that we don't have capacity to produce our own food, making us servants of seeds.
Please come back soon. Thank you very much.
I will.
Please stop eating impossible meat. It's horrible for your health. This fake meat contains a ton of artificial ingredients and additives along with seed oils, and it doesn't even taste good. Impossible meat also causes a lot of gastric distress because it's not real food. It also contains a ton of GMO soy products, yeast extracts, chemical binders, and other highly engineered soy compounds, which are really bad for your health. Why is it being pushed so heavily? We all know Bill Gates is behind this product. Not to go down the conspiracy rabbit hole, but pretty much everything that this guy has kicked out has been bad for humans. What do you think about impossible meat? Have you tried it?
Yo, how you see his nigga lips?
Since when has bananas ever done this? Y'all, check this video out. This is definitely a GMO banana.
So my mother was showing me that she opened the banana, that she thinks that these are not real
fish
bananas.
with lips like that?
It's definitely not real.
Some of y'all out there probably would.
But when she opens it and she breaks it in half, it gets very tough.
Look at that.
And doesn't really break.
That is insane.
And when it pulls, it's like it's glue. It's very tight and doughy.
Nah.
I've never ever.
Literally, what's the point of them genetically modifying fruits and vegetables like this? Because this right here, you can obviously tell that this is GMO. This is overkill. That is overkill. Throw it away. Throw it all away. This needs to be talked about. Ooh. At some point, y'all, we do got to start speaking up about stuff like this. I ain't even gonna cap, because they gonna keep on making food GMO. And it's basically unalive. It's gonna start unaliving people. Like, let's keep it real. That's not real food. And the fact that they putting this in stores to feed the people, that's a crime within itself, gang. No way. This is ridiculous. This is beyond me. Y'all, I ain't even gonna cap. We actually do have to start speaking up about stuff like this because this is actually a crime. This GMO foods like this should be a crime. And imagine all the other foods that's GMO to this level. This is slowly but surely gonna be killing people. Seriously, like this has to be talked about. This needs to be talked about. This is a crime, dude. This is a crime.
Y'all tell me, in your life of eating bananas.
Hey, what you know about bioengineered ingredients? Well, bioengineered ingredients is another term for GMO, genetically modified organism. So it's man-made or altered. About 75% of all processed foods got bioengineered ingredients in it. They can harm your health and cause illness, so I'm about to show you how to detect it since it's tricky. Under ingredients list, it should say bioengineered ingredients if they have them. Some of these products can have BE ingredients, but they don't say it. That's because they put in the QR code in the back of the product. You're supposed to scan it to see it for yourself. But as you can see, this bullshit ain't working, so sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But when it does work, you scan the code, you click the link, and then you hit product information, and then you see the symbol that says bioengineered if they got it in it. BE foods can be apples, canola, corn, cotton, potatoes, salmon, soybeans, sugar beet, and more. Fun fact, Russia got GMO foods banned all around except for soybean. Man, what's your thoughts on all this? Go ahead, comment that right now. There's also a simpler way to see if it's bad ingredients in your food. You can get this free scan app called Trash Panda. It break it down all the way down for you. Go ahead, download that right now. The link is in my bio. And it's free. I also got a 30-minute YouTube video breaking this down all the way. Go ahead, click the link in my bio. More legends. See y'all next vid. Legends out.
Yeah, shit. You got me fucked up. Look at this shit. Man, yeah, all right.
More GMO chicken.
Check out this mutated looking, fake strand, weird looking GMO Bill Gates ass, fake ass lab meat chicken. And of course people are gonna jump in here immediately, start defending this stuff, saying, oh, that's normal, you're shredding it, like tenderizing it. Your chicken should not just come apart like this. This is not normal. This is completely degraded meat. And people wonder why. It doesn't even have to be lab grown. It doesn't have to be GMO. These animals are already fed the worst possible feed that you could feed an animal or a human. When you're feeding something GMO grains all day and you're overfeeding them a bunch of fake mutated GMO food, guess what you become? You're eating this dense negative energy. We have to understand that. And when you consume GMOs, you are going to become a GMO. Look at the way this meat just totally falls apart. This is not muscle meat. This is not real. People don't understand that chickens are actually birds and they used to be a lot smaller than they are now. They shouldn't be having all this meat. Doesn't it make you wonder why they have all this meat in the first place? Just like all the fruits and vegetables are 10 times their original size.
Well, pretty interesting. What makes you think? Makes you think. Make you want to switch things up, you know? Gotta watch what you're eating. So that's the end of the video. I want y'all to like and subscribe, you know, show your boy some love, share this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that like button. And until then, see you on the next video. Peace.
Stay true. Faith walk. Mad issues. Head crack. Shorty crying like me. The way she dancing on me. Ma, by the next hour, I wanna roll out of here like a rider. Shorty got the sticky icky. Her body make me wanna get busy. Got my head spinning this. Got me in a trance way she dance. Plus she chose a nigga. Got me